Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had goal. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bump these hoes. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had a slow start, screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty roads. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that, man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing cane things. Living super clean. That done came up. 1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that block. I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of in the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Be his help me, shout it, let the silly go. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord. Saints, it's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono. Sorry, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. One of the roommates here wants to see themselves. Say shalom.
Shalom.
Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, can you go now? All right, goodbye. All right. Thank y'all for kicking it with me. Just in case you're wondering, the boys will be back later. Don't get nervous. They will make their usual appearance at the end of the podcast. Right, guys? I'll see y'all later. Okay. All right. Hello. Everyone, I know it's been a while, y'all. Let me explain. I haven't been dissing you guys, right? We just been super busy. All praises to the Most High. my wonderful, sexy, oh so awesome husband, my beloved dad, just released, well, not just released, it's been out for a little minute now. Just hold on, the album. Y'all see the picture over there in the corner of the album. It's available on all streaming platforms. Head over to your iTunes, your Spotify, what else? Tidal, what else? I don't know, Pandora, all of them. And just play it, stream the album. You won't be disappointed. The reviews have all been positive. All praises to the Most High. People like really connecting with the music. So please go ahead, do yourself a favor, stream the songs, download it, all that good stuff. Thank you in advance. I have a special guest producer with me right now, y'all. We just got a new Rodecaster. It's like the updated version, and this is our first time using it. So this is what you see going on right here. Trying to get everything straight because I have no idea what I'm doing. Alrighty. So current events before we get into the main topic. I just happened to, like, as I was getting ready, come across an interview with Lunel about this Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish situation involved. I'm sorry, I can't. Thanks. Um, I have not seen the video. I'm not looking for the video. Allegedly, there was some inappropriate behavior going on with children, and from what they were saying, like the video was supposed to be like a PSA about safety with your children, but there were some inappropriate things going on. I don't know. I didn't see it. From what it sounds like, it was something that shouldn't have been going on from what Lunel was saying. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that all very defensive of Tiffany Haddish. I'm sure they're much just going on right now. So I guess we'll be keeping an eye on that. And as per usual, they're still talking about food shortages. Jack I don't, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news because it's depressing. Like, it's just constantly tragedy after tragedy, horror after horror. So I don't really watch the news that much. So anything I hear is stuff that I hear like on YouTube or articles that I may read streaming or whatever, stuff that I see passing by. So please, if I'm missing something, let me know. Please feel free to interact with me. Jump in the comments. Leave a chat if you can. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and tell your friends. Okay. Thank you. Now that we got that situated. All right. Let's start all over again.
Tell King 7 Koala. No, you was good.
I mean, it was hard for me to do that while you were sitting here. I couldn't even, like, I'm trying to get into it. Like, ooh, man, I'm about to snap. Yes, I see it. Thank you, 7. I appreciate you. Why are you Facebook user? What did you do? Are you in Facebook jail? That's the only time they put you as Facebook user on a live. Oh, you been in Facebook jail for that long? They've had me locked up, so I know what that Facebook user is about. I ain't trying to air you out, bro. I'm just saying. All right, so what was I talking about? Okay, food shortages. We've been talking to y'all about that. Please, as we said before, start growing your own food. Please, please, please. Is it easy? Heck no, it's ain't easy. Okay, it's not easy. But it's so worth it. Just the joy of growing the food, seeing it grow is an experience. The difference in the taste, amazing. You'll be surprised. Please, I encourage y'all again. If you can't do it outside, look into doing it inside. If you don't have a yard, that's okay. You can grow in containers. There are different ways to plant. So please, we are encouraging y'all to get on that now. While we still have time to get it under control. Like, gardening is not an instant thing. You don't get it right the first time. Leah, thank you, girl. That's my boo. Thank you. Gardening is not an instant thing, okay? The first time you go to do it, you are not going to get it right. The soil has to be conditioned. Like, so many different variables are involved. So it's really hard to get it right the first time. So please, y'all, start now so you can be practicing. Okay, so by the time you really need it, you'll have it. Same thing with water. I would just stock up on things. Like, stock up on things. Keep as much stuff in the house as you can. Have you a couple cases of water on standby. Get you a generator if you can. Like, these are things that may seem like, oh, I don't need this, but
Excuse me, everyone. You turn this effect back on. So you gotta be careful when you go to different screens. So you turn that on, the screen that made the effect come back on. So each screen you go to is your effects here. So stay here.
okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to learn how to use this thing, so please forgive me if I'm sounding crazy. Let me know. Okay, what was he talking about? Food, da da da. Okay, we off that. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna start calling this the pandemic section. It used to be just the 19 Divic segment, but we might just start calling it the all around pandemic segment because we're dealing with the Divic. And they're saying that that's just permanent, something you should just deal with. They are getting ready to release a new round of jump shots for that. Like a new type of booster, they were saying. I just saw an article the other day that was like, get ready to just have boosters every year. So now they're just gonna add this to like the yearly jumps that they prescribe for us. Anyway, the scandemic, exactly, the scandemic. um, there's monkeypox now. There's bird flu now. Yeah, and I think that's what I heard today. The Divic, the monkey thing, and then the bird thing. And the thing with the birds is that it's affecting chicken and turkey, which is food that we eat. Matter of fact, yeah, that's where I heard about the bird flu thing when I was listening to a broadcast about the food shortage. And they were saying that this is just another thing that's going to be affecting our food shortages, this disease that's going around affecting chickens and turkeys. Chickens? Yes, chickens. It's crazy. So again, y'all, all we can do is be prayerful. We know this is coming. We can just prepare our families the best that we can, and stay prayerful. So please continue. All right, so let's get into our main topic. We're continuing Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass, the series. I don't know how long it's gonna be. But today I wanted to talk about serving your family. Um, so was it last week? I think it was last week or so. I came across like a post and it was supposedly a quote from they said the quote was from Ricky Smiley. I don't know how true this is. It was just a post. But the sentiment of the post was don't ask your kids what they want to eat. You are setting yourself up to be their servant. You give them what you want them to have. Now, yeah, it was something like, you don't want to be their servant. You're setting yourself up to be the cool parent, just you don't want to raise spoiled kids, blah, 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 how that goes on. Me as a mom, and I've been a single mom, okay? I've been a single mom. So it's no shade, no condemnation, no nothing like that. We are all doing the best we can with what we have in this current moment. I understand that, okay? I get that. But a lot more of us are living more luxurious, less stressful lives than our ancestors, even than our parents. Okay. My mom didn't have the luxury of even thinking about being a stay-at-home mom. She could not consider that. She had to work. All right. I don't have to think about that. I don't. My life can be dedicated to my family and my children. And I know a lot of people say they want that life, like they say they want to be a housewife and all this stuff. Or even if you're not saying that you want to be a housewife, you want a husband, you want kids. I think the thing that is never really fully explained is the fact that you are signing up to serve someone or some people for the rest of your life. My husband's feelings about how I treat our children determine a lot in our household. And I'm saying that to say, when my kids come and ask me for breakfast, I say yes. Like, unless we got something going on where I just absolutely am immobilized and cannot cook, or we going somewhere else or whatever, I'm saying yes. Just like when he asked me to cook, I say yes. My boys have developed a taste for things by watching how I treat their father. Okay. Um when they come in with their breakfast requests, it's not cereal, it's not hot cereal, it's not a bowl of fruit. No. These guys want pancakes, eggs, grits, turkey bacon, chicken sausage. Can I have a cinnamon roll and a biscuit, please? I mean, they want like a whole meal. And it's my joy, it's my pleasure to do it for them. I don't look at it as trying to be a cool mom because I'm trying to give my children what they're asking for. Our parents and their parents um grew up with parenting tactics that were used to control children. These tactics were used to keep people in line who could not afford the leisure of adult supervision, loving adult supervision. And what I mean by that is, think about how we're talked to when we have babies. 9 times out of 10, I know for me and a lot of my peers, when we got pregnant, one of the first things that you're told is, "Don't hold that baby when he sleep, cause you ain't gonna be able to find a good babysitter. Don't hold that baby, put him down. Don't spoil that baby, or nobody gonna wanna keep him for you." Why is why does my need why does the fact that I need to place my child in the care of someone else dictate how I bond with my baby? Like, what if I want to hold my baby while they sleep? But you're telling me I can't because I have to worry about being able to drop them off somewhere and go to work. Especially for a breastfeeding mother, do you know how helpful that is to be able to just lay the baby down and nurse, and you get so much more sleep that way. But the way we're brought up, that's a bad thing to do because you don't want your baby getting too attached to you. Why don't I? Why don't I? See, we've gotten we've gotten to the point where we don't see a problem with this anymore. Like, we don't stop to think, and maybe it's because a lot of us don't have time to stop and think. And if you, like, read a lot into industrialization, and the destruction of the family, they will tell you that that is one of the, I don't wanna say main reasons, but it's definitely one of the side effects of industrialization. You have parents so busy working 8, 10, 12, 14, sometimes up to 16 hours a day, they don't have time to stop and think about what they're being told to do with their child. A mother, or even heck, a two-parent family that's trying to make ends meet, and trying to get the bills paid, when that school calls and says their child is sick, man, they're faced now with a dilemma. Do I go pick up my sick child, or do I stay here and work and make this money? Oh my, they said this to me when I was nursing my son, and I would literally get mad. Yeah, yeah, they would. I went through the same thing. My mom, her sisters, they were all like that too, because that's just how we're conditioned, right? We're not conditioned to think of our children as blessings, as the fruit of the womb, that our Bible told us that they were. We are conditioned now to think of our children as attachments that have to be dealt with when we're not with them. And I'm saying that to say, like, it is not natural the way that we now think of marriage and family. We have come to the point, of course, it's not everybody, but the general consensus, is that marriage is not desirable, family isn't honorable, children are a burden, all they do is take, take, take. Um, we don't value that role anymore. A black woman will get congratulated for being everything but a wife. And if you dare mention that you're happily married, here come everybody talking about, why are you bragging? You shouldn't be bragging. What? Being a wife is not an achievement. What? Why isn't it? Why isn't that an achievement? Because we're not taught to value we're not taught to value our service if our name is not on the door. Okay? And what I mean by that is, like, look at the culture that we live in. Everything is about being put out there. Um, and I'm not saying that not to use social media for advertising. I'm not saying that at all. But what exactly are you broadcasting? What is your content? What is the message in your content? A lot of the message and a lot of content is very anti-family, anti-black woman, anti-black man. Um, and let's not get on what we're shown on television, okay? I was watching a reality show that shall not be named. But in the show, two women were arguing. It was a couples event, so the husbands were there, but the two women were kind of going at it. And one of the husbands was like, "Okay, that's enough. You're not gonna keep coming at my wife like that." And instead of see, we're so like the concept of a man sticking up for his wife and honoring his wife is so foreign to us that, like, he was made the bad guy. Like, she's like, "Oh my God, he's being too aggressive." No, because my husband's not gonna sit there and let you talk to me crazy either. But women who don't have husbands, women who do not let their men lead in authority like they should, they don't understand this concept. And Yahweh shalom says shalom. Let's see. Females forget a wife and a mother. It's the best full-time job, the most high bless you to have. And this is what I'm saying. We've gotten away from this. Okay. We've gotten away from finding the honor of presenting a happy, healthy, whole functioning family. And you don't understand that that requires service. Nobody wants to talk about the service that's required. See, we all want to give all praise to the Most High, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, but nobody wants to talk about the service that Yahweh Shai put forth for us. His whole life was service to us. Everybody wants to be the head, but nobody wants to serve. My husband serves this family the most, and I have no problem saying that. And I don't have a problem saying that because I can admit that I myself, I have my moments and I have my times during my chemical imbalances, okay? My monthly chemical imbalance. Well, I just don't feel like being bothered. And I'm just like, okay, well, you got it. Go ahead. I can't deal with these kids today. Just please leave me alone. And I have to say it, like, even at those times, my husband will step in. Even if he's been working all day, if he sees I'm having a moment, he'll give me that. Okay. My husband goes out here with the goal of providing for his family every single day. And I I'm gonna say that I don't understand all that's required, but I have a little glimpse because I myself used to have to work 12, 14 hours a day, okay? As a single woman, as a married woman. So I do understand what it takes to go out here and provide a little bit. And let me tell you something, okay? I knew I knew that during that time that that is not the life I wanted. Can't have faith without work. Okay, thank you, sis. I knew at the time that that was not the life I wanted. I knew at that time that the life of a working woman was not for me. And I have no problem saying that. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. That's just what it was. Even then, even in my single days, I just always knew, like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to work for myself. I want to be home with my children. I want to raise my family. I never forget one time I was mad leaving work late. My husband was on the phone. Where are you at? Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my gosh, like trying to get home. And I remember thinking, like, my name is not on this door. But this man, my employer, this man can make me stay here as late as he want, come in anytime he want, and for nothing. All I get is my little paycheck, and I take that home. Females have to understand the king is the head. If the king is off, the kingdom is off. DJ Horn for that one. If the king is off, the kingdom is off, period. You don't have no kingdom without kingdom. You don't have a kingdom without a king, period. I don't care what they're telling you. The irony is, like, they'll show you a black woman, single, struggling, in need, okay? Missing things, whether it be emotionally, financially, physically, in need of things that a man is meant to provide. But there's so much hatred for masculine black men that instead of showing you a man coming in and doing right by her, they'll just show you her struggling the whole time. They won't. There's never a equal footing of a man and a woman. It's always something crazy. Like, even in the most sappiest stories, it's always like the man is barely good enough for her. You know what I mean? Why can't it ever be just two equally dope black people, a dope black man and a dope black woman, who get together and decide to raise a family in the truth? You never see this image, but they will show you constantly single mothers struggling, talking about how much they don't need a man. Ma'am, sisters, and cousins, let me say that for some women who claim they don't need men, y'all sure do be pregnant a lot. It's a lot of kids around here. I mean, if you don't need a man, that means you don't need any part of a man. And clearly that's not true. Because where are all these babies coming from? Y'all ain't adopting these babies. Stop it. You you come into a relationship, even when you're dating, and you come into a relationship with this wall up, and you come into a relationship with these rules, right? You got your list of what you want, what you don't want, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate. But do you ever think of that man's list? What might be on his list? What he might need from you in exchange for the things that you want? And here's the thing, service between two people doesn't look the same because what I need is not what you need. Okay? I need compliments and words of affirmation. My husband does not. My husband's needs are, how can I say this? More physical than mine, okay? But it means the same much to each of us. Like if I cut off the physical portion of our relationship, that's devastating to him. It might not be devastating to me, but it's devastating to him. Just like if he stopped complimenting me and giving me my words of affirmation, I'm gonna have a serious problem. Excuse me. Do you see me? Hello? What is the problem? It's service to each other, even though it's two different things. Okay. Like today, I had made dinner, I cooked dinner, and I come downstairs and I asked my husband, you want a plate? I was just thinking, okay, I'll make him a little plate of dinner to have for a snack. So I came downstairs, that's what I said. I said, I came to see if you want a snack. And he was like, oh yeah, can I have a sandwich? Now this what this man do, right? Like even sometimes if we in the bed, kicking it on a couch, kicking it, watching TV, and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to the kitchen to get something to eat. My intention is to bring you some of what I already thought about giving to you, right? But when I asked him, he's like, no, I want this. And I'm not gonna lie, I pouted. I was like, sir, you sure you don't just want this plate? Like, this is what I want to give you. But what did I do? I took my little happy self upstairs and I made that man a sandwich. Let me tell you why I had no problem with my taking my happy self upstairs making a sandwich. First and foremost, because that's my husband. That's my Lord. That's the head of my household, the king of my castle. Without him, none of this would be here. Okay. So, first and foremost, obedience to the Most High. You want to please the Most High, but it's like y'all don't understand that yes, service to your husband is how you please the Most High. I can't even pray if me and my husband not right. If I know I did something off and I have not at least tried to make it right, I can't go pray because I feel like the Most High not even hearing me. Like what your man got to say? Why are you here? Okay. So let's establish that first. Are y'all talking about, you want to be women of God? Would your husband agree with that statement? Would your husband back up that statement? Um, oh my gosh, what is the verse? The Bible talks about your communications as a believer to a non-believer. Okay? Believer or not, would your husband say that you're setting a godly example? Would your husband say, "Oh yes, my I got a good wife"? Could he provide examples of that? Like if somebody okay, what makes your wife good? Would he just be like, "Oh, she's so sweet," or would he actually have stories of times you went above and beyond, or times you just met his need in an unexpected way? So anyway, I go make my man his sandwich. Let me tell y'all one of the other reasons I didn't have a problem doing this. Because there have been plenty of days when I wasn't feeling well. I might have been just had a baby. Anything could have been going on. But my husband has never failed to step in and make things happen. Never failed, okay? I know that I am my husband's first concern. Me and our family is my husband's first concern. When I ask my husband for things, he may fuss. He may fuss. But if it's within his ability, he's going to make it happen. So why should I not reciprocate that same commitment to his happiness. And I'm like, commitment to happiness. Yes, it's a commitment to my husband knows what I like. I know what he's like, what he likes. What kind of fool would I be not to provide him with that? You understand what I'm saying? And let's just take the reciprocation out of it because somebody has to start somewhere. When you want to make a change, especially when you're dealing with another person, you can't go in looking for immediate reciprocation. You have to try to treat a person the way you want to be treated, and you have to give that time to work. You know, like if you're saying, "Oh, I wish my husband would pay more attention to me." Start paying more attention to him. Start paying more I mean, attention works that way. Touch him every time you walk by him. Remind him, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, I still love you. Hey, I still care." Even if you are not exactly in that feeling at the moment. And I understand we base so much on feelings, but let me tell you that the feelings are great, but feelings can be manufactured. Like, we can set a mood, we can play some music, we can go out, we can have an awesome date night, and you can get all them feels and all them fuzzies and all them butterflies all over again. But what's gonna keep you getting up day after day, moment after moment is the decision, first and foremost, the decision to please the Most High and understanding that that means pleasing your husband. And understanding that that means going in with a mindset of service. When you approach your husband, it should be with an attitude of, what can I do for you today? Even if you just came off a long day of work, I get it. I get it. Okay? And if your man is not reciprocating, I'm just pray, sis. Pray and do the best that you can do. You can't change anything by worrying about it, and all you're gonna do is make it worse by fussing about it. And even talking to people outside of your marriage who don't share your same belief system is also detrimental because they are not feeding you with the things that you need to stay on course. I know how hard it is talking to people outside of the truth, outside of how we believe. Their advice is not often edifying. In fact, it can be downright destructive. I remember oh my gosh, what happened? I was feeling ignored about something. Something happened. I was feeling ignored. And so I was venting to somebody I trust very much. Um, and their answer was, "You want to teach him a lesson? Go get a job." How is that? First of all, how how how? How's that gonna work? Who am I teaching? I be teaching myself a lesson, if anything. Like, I'm the one that's gonna have to suffer. Okay. But then the advice is totally against the way we're living. And it was my fault for going there because I shouldn't expect people who aren't living this life to understand that. Okay. Stop looking for marriage advice from women who don't answer the phone when their husband calls. Y'all out kicking it and her husband calling, and she not answering the phone. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. She probably going through something and she's angry. Don't do that. Stop taking marriage advice from women who you don't like the way that they treat their husbands. You don't like the way they talk to their husbands. You know your husband wouldn't approve of this person. This is not somebody you should be trying to get advice from, somebody you should be trying to emulate or anything like that. You need to leave them to their own devices. You're not going to get a round of applause from the world when you start trying to do the right thing. You're just not. You're not. Even the people who you think love you so much, the people who you feel like should support you so much, they're not going to applaud you when you start looking at when you decide that this BS that y'all been doing for decades and decades and generations is not what I want to do with my life anymore, they're not going to applaud you. They're going to look at you crazy because how dare you decide that what's been working for decades and decades is not working for you? Who are you to decide that? Okay. And it's real, it's a real thing. My king doesn't want me to talk to females not in the truth. They are worldly and don't care about men. And you know what? That's so sad because even in a black church, you have this problem. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it because that's the world I come from. I come from black church. I come from the world where the goal for the woman is to be a prophetess, an evangelist, the next big preacher. It's not how to be a good wife, how to be a good mom. How do we save our sons? How do we get through to this next generation? It's not any of that. We need to be having lessons on how to do without so that we can focus on our children. A lot more of us could be stay-at-home moms, but we don't want to make that sacrifice. We don't want to say, you know what, we don't need 2 cars right now. I don't need my hair done all the time. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need. But I need to be at home with my children. I need to be at home with my husband. That's what you need. You don't need the material stuff. And listen, excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me. I'm not talking as somebody who don't like nice stuff. I like nice things. See these earrings? I like nice stuff. See my hair? I love nice things, okay? I like to live a certain way. I like my things to feel a certain way. I like a certain count. I like nice stuff, okay? But what life has taught me is that nice things don't matter if you're not right with the Most High. Honey, you could be sitting in the 2023 thing, the 2023 foreign, okay? Don't make noise when it start up. You could be doing all that and be miserable as hell because your soul is not right with the Most High. And if this message is affecting you, it is for a reason. If this message is hitting you, it is because you need to start making some changes. Ma'am, sis, cousin, if you're dating, okay, before you check his credit score, before you check his bank account, before you check his transcripts from whatever school he went to and all this good stuff, ma'am, check his precepts. Check his precepts. Find out his application of the Bible. Okay, I always say there's theoretical knowledge. The theoretical knowledge is a tomato is a fruit. But practical application says I'm not going to put it in a fruit salad with strawberries and apples. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what does observing the Sabbath look like to him? And is that something you can get with? What does your role as a wife look like to your husband? Because let me explain something to you. Once you get married and that man is your husband, unless it's unlawful, then he can't be wrong. And what you mean he can't be wrong? That's that man's house. As a man, he's given dominion over his house. And if you come under his covenant as his wife, now that dominion extends to you too. And if that man says, for Sabbath, I want to fast this Sabbath, you can't get an attitude about that. You can't, yes, sir. You better hurry up and try to eat before the sun go down. Don't call me because I'm gonna say what your husband say. Okay. That's it. But the time to make this decision is before you get married. What does service to this man look like? What does he need to be loved? Some men don't need a lot. Some men just need a warm meal, a clean house, and for you to be pleasant. Some men need more. What is his sexual appetite like? Don't have sex before you get married, but y'all definitely need to have that conversation. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all that's out here fornicating, acting like, ooh, you just can't live without it. Save all that. Because when you get married, it'll be plenty. Your idea of marriage and his idea of marriage need to add up. If he's expecting to get it every day and you know that that's just not in you, then yeah, ma'am, sis cousin, you need to think about that. That does fall under terms of service. What does the Bible say? Your body is not your own, but it belongs to your spouse, the same as his. So if he tell you like, I'm good with twice a month, and you know that you're not good with twice a month, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like that's not a very important part of a relationship. It is. Have that conversation and be truthful about it. But even before you get into that, find out about this man precepts. What does marriage look like to him? What does taking care of him look like? What does keeping his home look like? What does that look like? My husband had an idea of how he wanted his house ran. And I praise the Most High because like I didn't grow up in a two-parent home. So it was kind of easy for me to see that and want that. Like I've always wanted that. I just never knew how to implement it. So having my husband to implement it, all praise to the Most High, like that made it great. So, but I know, everything isn't like that. Sometimes you might be like, oh, this nigga's bugging. What is he talking about? This man is tripping. And those are the times when you have to put yourself in check. Me and my husband were talking not too long ago about the truth about a woman's role. The real truth about what we were created for, what we're supposed to do, um, and what that looks like. Um, you know, People will tell you, "Oh, woman was created for man," but what does that mean? What does that mean? A chair is for you to sit on, and that's all you do is sit on a chair. I mean, sure, I stand on them every now and then, but that's abuse. That's chair abuse. I'm not supposed to stand on a chair. The chair is for sitting. Your watch. Your watch was created to tell time, and that's all it does. It tells time. So if a woman was created for a man, what else? Why are we now saying that that's we don't why are we now saying that that's not true? Why are we now saying, "Oh no, I was made for other stuff. Oh no, I'm going to do something else." Can you sit on your watch? Will you eat cereal with a fork? With a knife? No, you wouldn't, because that's not what it's made for. So would you then take a woman and tell her, "Oh, you don't need no man. You ain't got to listen to this man. You don't need him." Take her out of her total element. You say yes. And I say, look at the condition of black women right now today. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm also not saying though is every man ain't as messed up as we try to make him out to be. They not. And I will say we need to check ourselves. We are not going into marriage with an attitude of service. We are not having children with the attitude of service. And I'll tell you why a lot of times, because we did not plan to have these children. We ain't planning to have no baby. And definitely not serve a baby. I got other things going on. I'm still trying to chase this bag. I don't have time to tend to my child, to cater to their emotional needs, to sit and listen to them when they want to ask me what's my favorite animal 50 times in a row. But see, what you don't realize is not being there for those conversations will make them not want to come to you for the important conversations. If you made them feel like you didn't want to be bothered with them when they wanted you and when they needed you, when they get to an age where they don't need you anymore, you can't be upset when they walk away from you. You weren't there to serve them when they needed you. You weren't there to play the role they needed. Let's I'm just talking about motherhood right now. We birthed these children. These kids didn't ask to come here. We birthed them. We carry them. We go through the pain of labor, and then we just look at them like they're a burden. We don't we no longer live in a day and time. We no longer live in a day and time where we directly have to worry about slavery, our children being sold away. We don't I read an article, and it was about it was a black mother who wrote the article, and she was at swim lessons with her child. And a white mom who was there with their kids stood next to her while she was watching her son swim, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, look at your son. He's so handsome. He's such a good swimmer." Da 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 da. And the black mom was kind of like brushing it off. She was like, "Oh no, he's really not that good. No, he's okay." And it bothered her. And she had to think about like, "No, I think my son is great. Like why is this a thing?" Um and we don't give enough credit to generational trauma. But if that's what you heard said about you, because that's what your parents heard said about them, then it just continues to go on and on and on. And now we have to figure out, where did this come from? Well, if I'm walking around a plantation with my child and the overseer comes and see, "Oh, that boy is strong. Look at him. Yep, he gonna be a big one." What Imma do? Imma try to save my child. No, look at that boy. He's sick, he's frail. Look at him. Look, I think something wrong with his leg. He all bow-legged. He got I'm gonna try to do everything I can to get you to take your eyes off my child because I'm trying to save my child. We don't live in those conditions anymore, y'all. It's okay to love your children. Black children deserve to be loved. They deserve to be coddled. They deserve to be spoiled. We won't show our kids any love at home and then wonder why they go out into this world so heartless. It's always, well, the world ain't gonna be soft on you. The world is not supposed to be soft on them, but home is. The world is not supposed to coddle them, but home is. I have a 20-year-old right now. And if she called me, "Mom, I need to come home," I'm coming. What you need? My 18-year-old called me the other day. "I'm homesick. I want to come home." "Get an Uber. Come home. Get you an Uber. What you want to eat?" Took the sheets off her bed, vacuumed her room really nice for her, did the laundry, make sure she had nice clean sheets, a good meal, and she slept. And I was happy. Why don't you want to provide that place of solace for your family? The world is contentious enough. When your family comes home from the oldest to the youngest, they're looking for a place of peace and refuge. They're not looking to come home and continue arguing, continue struggling. The man come home and it's an answer for everything. Why are you even trying to talk to him when he first walked in the door? Let that man come in the house and sit down. Give him a minute. Soon as he come in the door, you want to start, "Well, let me tell you." No, he don't want to hear that. And there's nothing wrong with that. We women have to stop acting like men aren't capable of the same feelings, the same frustrations, getting tired. They have the same feelings that we have. They get exhausted. They get tired. They have bad days too. You want him to fight the world and then come home and fight you. And then he got to deal with the kids, go to sleep and get back up and do it all over again. That's not what a pillar of rest does. And that is what you're supposed to be, his pillar of rest. He's supposed to be your strength and your protection. And if you understood this, then you would start to do the things to strengthen and protect him. My husband laying in bed, you want breakfast in here, you're going to come out and get it. You want it in here? Okay. And I gladly bring him his breakfast in his bed. Y'all have stopped acting like men are the prize anymore. Y'all stop acting like 2 is not better than 1. They've convinced us that 1, I see so many women, I don't want a husband. They just babies. They just this. They just that. Like, these women don't come with needs. We act like, and listen. That man might not sit down with you and look you in your eyes and have these 30-minute, 45-minute, hour-long conversations about, why Susan just worked your last nerve today and you just can't take her no more. He might not do that, okay? He might not lay up with you and watch reality TV and watch the latest chick flick and cry and all this stuff. He might not do that with you. But he's doing something. He is doing what he has the capacity to do, whether that's keeping a roof over your head, keeping them bills paid, keeping food in the house, taking the kids out to play sports so you can get a breather. Like, nobody's gonna have every single freaking thing they want every single freaking time. That's just not possible. Guess what? I'm sure sometimes he wants you to put on some heels and something that's barely there and put on a whole entire show. But he understands, oh man, she's tired. She's been running around with the kids all day. She's been doing this. She's been doing that. Okay, I'm going to let her have it. So why can't you have the same understanding for the things that just maybe aren't in his capacity to do? Maybe he don't have the capacity to sit there and have long, drawn out conversations. Okay. But he does something else. He's doing something else. You don't have, newsflash. I'm sorry. And I know that nobody likes to hear this. But you're not that wonderful either. Like, there are some things that you're lacking. There are some areas that he would like more. But for whatever reason, maybe you just don't have the emotional, mental capacity, whatever, to get to it. Stop thinking that you're the only one in a relationship with complaints. Because that's not, no, the other side probably got some complaints too. How do we resolve this? We serve each other. We serve each other. Service is providing a need. And I'm not just talking about physical needs, food, shelter, water. I'm trying to remember the hierarchy. I know it's like food, shelter. I forgot. I need to get back in the books. But I'm not just talking about physical needs. I'm talking about emotional needs. Okay. Someone, just having somebody, hey, how you doing? And really care. That's a need. Okay. Being able to look at the kids and be like, I'm gonna get your daddy. That's a need. Trust me, as someone who has to do that often with my youngest son, that is a need. Okay. And he meets that need. Can you put some gas in the car? That's a need. We are meant to meet needs in each other's lives so that they coincide and come together. There's no need for us to do the same thing for each other because then we're just clashing. You have too much of a need. I'm trying to make some cornbread. I don't have any milk, but I got 5 dozen eggs. That does me no good. I don't need that. I also need other things, or it's not going to become a homogenous mixture. You understand what I'm saying? So the woman brings certain things, she brings her aspect of it, and the man is supposed to bring his aspect of it. It's supposed to homogenize and form a mixture that works together. We're supposed to work together. Guess what? Sometimes I slack on the laundry. Okay. Sometimes I do. I don't mean to, but sometimes I do. And instead of my husband walking around and complaining and throwing a fit, guess what he does? He goes and does some laundry. Nobody died. The world's not going to end. And I appreciate it. My husband's supposed to take out the trash. Tell me when the last time he took out the trash. Like, I don't know why nobody in our house remembers to take out the trash but me. I think because, I'm there with it all day, every day, and it affects me. But so I do it. Okay, fine. Big deal. Let's keep it moving. Like, stop. Y'all will stop what y'all got going on for petty stuff. And again, thinking that you're the only one with complaints, thinking that you're the only one that wants more, thinking that you're the only one frustrated. You're not. But if you're working together, the goal is to move forward together. And again, you can only do that by meeting each other's needs. Ma'am, sis, cousin, let me talk to us. You can only help support your man to get him to the place you want him to be by helping to meet his needs. Your mindset, my prayer was make me the wife that he needs me to be the man that you need him to be. I didn't know what else to pray for as far as being a wife. Because what is a good wife? You know what I mean? I mean, besides your biblical understanding, if you ask my husband and you ask the next husband, they could give you 2 totally different answers as far as what specifically makes their wife good to them. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, my husband might appreciate clean sheets on the bed. Okay? That might be his thing. That might be what he needs. Your husband's thing might be the floors need to be vacuumed. Like, he can't stand to see fuzz on the floor. It needs to be vacuumed all the time. Okay? That's his need. That's where you serve him. The combination of your prayer and your work will never fail to produce results. Okay? The results may not be big and dramatic, but one day he may come to you and be like, "Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I appreciate that. Is there anything I can do for you?" And that's all I mean, what woman doesn't want that swoon, right? Like, is there anything you can do for me? Why, yes. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't, I'm not here under the impression that everything is perfect and everything is gravy everywhere. I'm not here under that impression. But what I am here to do is to try to, as much as the Most High would allow, try to get us on the right path. Okay, so that we can get to that place of perfection. Like, do you understand that we were not meant to be out here thugging it out and wilding out? It talks about our feet being so delicate that they would not leave the ground. And that doesn't mean that we don't literally walk on the ground, but that just means like we're not out here working. I'm not out here toiling. I'm not out here. I'm not going to say not working. Let me take that back because I do work. I work here at home. I homeschool. I do other things, you know what I'm saying? So I do work. But I mean, dealing with society in that masculine way. And what I mean by that is like I don't really like to talk to men that I'm not married to. I don't. Like if I need something done and it's a man there, I'd rather just call my husband and have him come deal with it. We cannot deny the fact that the world sees a black woman and treats us differently. And I'm saying a black woman, that dude Dub Shalom. And I'm saying a black woman because that's who I am. I can only speak from my experience. I don't know what it's like to be a white woman. I don't know what it's like to be Latina. I don't know what it's like to be any of that. I only know what it's like to be a black woman. And I will tell you, as a black woman going out here and dealing with men of different cultures and different backgrounds, it's hard. It is hard because as a black woman living in America, we've been fed that narrative that we have to be aggressive and we got to be upfront, we got to be loud and outspoken, and we ain't going to take no ish from nobody. But the fact of the matter is, other men find that attitude repulsive. They find that attitude offensive. And instead, if we would approach them like ladies, we would find that we would get much more done. And I know what you're saying, like, oh, it's hard to talk nice to men. No, it's not. No, it's not. See, and I'm not saying that every man is not going to try to hit on you, right? But there are steps between a man trying to hit on you and a man taking advantage of you or assaulting you. There are some steps that occur there. Okay. So let's not just jump from there. All right. Let's talk about your everyday normal altercation. If you go and approach a man like a man, you're going to get that man energy back. I mean, think about yourself and how you operate. If another woman come at you talking all crazy, you come and talking crazy back. You're not trying to find out what's going on. Your adrenaline is pumping and your antennas is up. Like, whoa, what's going on? Same thing with a man. Except that that energy is coming in like a flood, okay, sis? It's coming in like a flood. You ain't ready. I know you think you might be, but trust me, you're not. So then when this man is reciprocating that energy to you, now he's aggressive. Now he's rude. Now he's just being mean and he's disrespectful to women. But what about what you said? What about what you said first? How about you, the one who set the tone for the conversation? We cannot keep shirking our responsibilities, our fault in our dynamic. I had the pleasure of having college professors that were from other cultures, other backgrounds, and they would never hesitate to tell you how much American black women are detested the world around. They don't want their women to hang with us. They don't want their kids around us. Because we have reputations for being loud, rude, controlling, domineering, nasty, hoes. That is our reputation. That's what the world thinks of us. And on one hand, I want to say it's not our fault, but on the other hand, it's kind of hard to say that when we have those of us who are willing to sell themselves to be that representation. Those of us who have no shame, have no qualms about it, have no problems with perpetuating these negative stereotypes about black women. And see, like I said before, you may feel like, oh, it's just on television. But to some person somewhere, this is all they ever see of black women. The Cardi B's, the Nicki Minaj's, the Real Housewives of wherever and wherever. This is all they see of black women. They don't catch glimpses of black women in the truth. They don't catch glimpses of black women trying to live holy, trying to be good mothers and good wives, trying to please the Most High. That's not what's shown. Shalom, NP, shalom. That's not what the world is shown about us. So when they encounter us, they still have the image from BET or from Tyler Perry or from whatever Carl Weber just put out, whatever's on right now. Whatever image of black people Andy Cohen is making popular. Okay? That's what they have in their head. But Mams's cousin, you can change that. You don't have to be all brolic at all. You can very much remain a lady, and I guarantee that you will find it easier to get things done that you need to get done. A lot of y'all who complain about feeling like a single mom, even though you have a husband, that's because y'all won't sit down and be quiet and get out the man's way and let him do what you asking him to do. And I know you like, what you mean let him do what I'm asking him to do? You keep asking him. Well, if he would do it, I would stop asking him. Ma'am's his cousin. If you would stop asking, then he would do it. See, it's not always about words. Like, we always want to use our words and we always want to talk things out and try to get him to understand. And men just aren't wired like that. They're not. The Most High has given us ways and wisdom to get things done. See? But and I'm not going to say it's through no fault of our own. I'm sure there are women out there who abuse their feminine abilities, their feminine powers a lot, okay? But that does not mean that we who mean to use them for good should not. What do you mean use your powers for good? You had the power to keep your man at home. If he's asking you to keep him at home, I'm trying to keep it clean because there may be some kids listening. How many times has he had to ask you to help him stay at home? If you know what I'm saying? And y'all hit him with the I'm tired, I got a headache, I'm this and I'm that. Listen, I don't have headaches. I don't. I try not to have anything wrong with me except for those times when we are legally forbidden to capitulate. But other than that, I try not to have headaches. I try to let my answer be yes as often as I can. Y'all don't realize how much that means to them. It may not mean anything to us. And think about it. Like, how can I explain this? If you, okay, say you love chocolate ice cream, right? You love chocolate ice cream. That's it. You don't want no other ice cream. When you have 5 and 6 gallons of chocolate ice cream in the house, you don't think about it. You don't think about it. You know it's there. It ain't going nowhere. You can go in there and get it whatever you want to. Ooh, I'm craving some ice cream. You don't think about it, and you'll probably eat it less knowing that it's there. I don't know why it's like that. It's just like that, okay? But if we think about in terms of, and I know I kind of simplified it with the ice cream, but if you think about the fact that you're carrying around the thing that they want, so you don't think about it, it's kind of like that. Like, when there's no ice cream in the house, all of a sudden, now you got to go to Brewster's. Now you got to make it to Cold Stone. Now you need some ice cream. Okay? It's like that with that. There's a reason that the Bible says, hey, your body's not yours. Your body's not yours. And as a matter of fact, don't y'all stay away from each other for too long, lest the devil come in and, I don't want to misquote, but it definitely says something about affecting your self-control. That's there for a reason. And whether y'all want to admit it or not, that's like one of the biggest terms of ways of service that you provide to your husband. That is the biggest service you provide to your husband, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. Like, no, it's hard to say some of the things I want to say because I've just come to the point where I just have to face reality. Like, that's it. So whether you want to face the reality of it or not, like sex is a big deal to men. It is. It can make or break your relationship. Excuse me, marriage, because you shouldn't be having sex if you're not married. It can make or break your marriage. Do you know that men release 400 times more oxytocin than women release at orgasm? You know, everybody always talks about, oh, the woman and the oxytocin and how she has to have the orgasm and that makes you attached to your man and helps you love your man more. Well, guess what? 400 more times that drug is going to do. But you won't let him release it. You know what oxytocin does? They call it the love drug for a reason. Just because all right. Just because a man can get up and wash himself off when he is with certain women doesn't mean that he feels the same all the time. In my experience with my husband, he loves me different than anything I've ever experienced. And I'm not about to sit here and say, "Oh, it's because my so good." No. No. That's not what I'm saying at all. Yes, you have a vagina. There are many like it in the world. This one is yours. Okay? It's like, but that's how they, if he loves you, then that's what it's going to be. Yes, there are many of these in the world, but this one is mine. Okay? If he's, it's like anything. Like with my dog. Okay? I don't like when my dog goes to other people. I don't. You're supposed to be my dog. You're supposed to love me. Come here. Where are you going? Don't talk to that person. That's mine. Okay? I It's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's mine. What are you doing? I need that. If mine is not relating to me, then something's not right. And it's the same thing, ma'am, sis cousin with your husband. We, ma'am, sis cousin, you can't go in marriage, you can't go in anything with all these expectations and not expecting to meet some expectations on your end. And you need to find out what these expectations are because, like I said earlier, this will be your service to your husband and your family. My husband is cool with me cooking dinner and putting his plate in the microwave at night. He don't have no problem pushing the button and warming his food up. Some husbands may not be okay with that. Some husbands may want the food piping hot. Don't you take it off the stove till I walk in the door. You need to know that before you marry him and decide if you can deal with that. And you might say, okay, I don't have a problem with that, but I need to be a stay-at-home mom for that to happen. Be honest. Be honest. Stop being y'all being out here trying to be Superman and trying to prove how down and how ride or die you are. I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll work, I'll keep myself up, I'll do this, I'll do that. First of all, stop lying. Don't lie. Don't lie. Be real. Listen, sir. I understand that, we need my check too. Cool. Let's Talk about how we're gonna divide this up at home so that it's fair to both of us. And then guess what? If he's not open to that, then that's not the man for you. Move on. Have these conversations before you lay down and get married, is what I'm saying. Because once you marry, ma'am, sis, cousin, it's too late now. Now you in it and you got to try to make it work. But let's have these conversations beforehand. What is your love language? Okay? What do you need? Maybe, you know, maybe physical touch is your thing. Maybe you need to be touched, like your hands, you need to be touched. And maybe the other person is like, "Don't touch me. I don't like that. Don't touch me. I love you too. Don't touch me." Okay? That's okay. These two people should probably not be together. They're going to get on each other's nerves. But these are the conversations you have beforehand. How do you feel about finances? What are your financial goals? What do you need to be comfortable in life? Are you okay with just being able to pay our bills? Like, you cool living like that? Okay, cool. Then maybe we can make something happen. But oh no, you're saying you want more? You want to live like this? Ma'am, sis, cousin, is that man moving in a direction to make that possible? And listen, I'm not saying miracles don't happen. I'm not saying that, side hustles don't blow up and great things don't occur. But to me, just on a surface level, if I know that I want a more luxurious lifestyle, then I'm probably going to not date people who are moving in that direction. Okay? You've been kicking it with this dude and he been working at Walmart and he cool with working at Walmart. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's where he want to work at Walmart, then that's fine. But ma'am, sis, cousin, if you know you want a $6, $7, $8,000 house and you need staff, then that's probably not the man for you. Okay? And I'm not saying to not have dreams and goals. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is be realistic in those dreams and goals. Okay? Like, before I got married, I knew that I wanted to be comfortable. I always prayed. I prayed. Yahweh, please, I don't want to struggle financially in ministry or in my marriage. And I didn't want to struggle financially during doing ministry because I never wanted to be tempted to do people wrong. I never wanted to be tempted in that area. I know me, okay? I know me, all right? I like nice stuff. When I want to go out to eat, I want to go out and eat. When I want some Starbucks, I want some Starbucks. I know me, okay? I pray honestly about me. I don't want to struggle with this. I can't, Lord, please. That would be a horrible life for me if I had to do that. Get to know yourself and be honest with yourself. That's the only way you can articulate yourself, not just in prayer, but to a potential future mate. The title is sending you. It's a series I've been doing, y'all. If this is, if y'all are just seeing this, please go back through the YouTube, take a look, go back through the series. I've been doing this for a while. Let me put up some things while we're here at Monologue McGad. This is the YouTube. This is my wonderful husband's. Take a look right here. His album cover. The album just dropped. It is available on all streaming platforms. Please go have a download. Go to the YouTube. Check out the videos that are out already. You might see me in a couple songs. You know what I'm saying? I am at the wife of Mono, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Okay, so please make sure y'all give us a follow. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, so you know when we post or when we go live. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Listen, the struggle with picking a topic is real because it's like you want people to click, but I don't want to just put up something, trashy or something that I'm not really going to talk about. Like, I'm not just going to throw some celeb name in the title to get people to click. That's not what I'm on. So thank you so much. All right, y'all. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up right. I don't know where we're going next. Oh, let me tell y'all this. Me and the husband were talking, and we have decided to not necessarily stick with a schedule when it comes to our podcasting, only because our schedule and the things come up. Thursday is not always the best day for me to be here. So I'm gonna be coming at y'all different days of the week. I'm considering Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. So please turn on your notifications so you'll know when we go live. When I come, I'm gonna be going live because First Fruit Ministries Television. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all gonna make me cry. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoy it. Yes, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. I like to go live. I like to interact with y'all, get that adult interaction, stuff like that. Like, subscribe, turn your notifications, follow us on the socials. I was trying to get some content for y'all today because I was bathing bullies. Mono's Westside Bullies. Please give us a follow. You can keep up with the bullies there. We have litters dropping soon. I don't have exact dates, but we have litters dropping soon, possibly more than one. So give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok so you can keep up with the pups and see what all they have going on. Let me see. Did I miss anyone? No, but let me throw my husband up there one last time. That man. That man. Okay. Yes, y'all follow us and subscribe, share, turn on your notifications. Make sure you like this video. Go back and check out our past videos. I'm horrible about making clips, y'all. It'd be some really good moments, and I just don't sit down and make clips. I'm gonna do that. Maybe I can find somebody to do it for me. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to think.
One time.
I don't think there's anything else. Like I said, we are going to be kind of sporadic with our podcast from now on. So please turn on your notifications. Thank y'all for the follows. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when we post, when we go live.
Doing kind things.
Topics y'all
Living
want
super
to
clean.
discuss, some questions
That it
you
came
want to
up.
ask, please.
Can't control us. One time for the men doing kind things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing kind things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, Mr. Game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see you paid on the pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. On up now, bump your childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach screaming bump the hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing kind things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing kind things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. One time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a hand.
I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank y'all so much for kicking it with me. I will be back soon. I don't know when, but I will be back soon. Listen, y'all, for real, you see something that pop up, hey, if there's something interesting that happens, we're going to start podcasting that day. We're going to start coming to y'all like the day stuff happens or as stuff happens. I know some of y'all is mad because y'all queen done died.
Y'all don't need no fans, that ain't my God. Who is
as a descendant of slaves,
I
have nothing to say about that. Good riddance is what I have to say about that. On behalf of all my ancestors, good riddance.
Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh.
Don't give a F. That ain't my guy. Who is that woman? Exactly. Who that woman is, Harpo? I'm so disappointed in the amount of melanated, especially American descendants of slaves that are sitting up here talking about R.I.P. Do you know that having the British monarchy has caused all over this world? Are you serious? Fuck them.
This is not a game. Look at you, girl. You're lonely right now, settling for bums instead of minimums. He provided.
That's my husband doing the service with his words of affirmation. I love
me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Semino. BS help me, shout out, let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times.
I got some more songs. I know this is the only song y'all been hearing, but I promise y'all I'm on some more songs. So don't worry. Y'all will be hearing more from Miss Mano very soon. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope to see you somewhere sometime soon in social media land. And hey, we'll be back. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. I love you. Good night. Shalom.